AEW is now, this is according to Wrestling Observer, AEW is now interested in making this match that was a social media hoax. So somebody whipped up a graphic of Mascara Dorada taking on Konosuke Takeshita in his first Dynamite, or his first title defense on Dynamite after becoming the international champion. And so somebody's like, yeah, I'm going to whip up this Photoshop. And then apparently, according to the Observer, so they would know WONF4W, all the same thing, right? I should play a flute, but we're going to save it for a minute. They would know, man. Tony texts them directly, and apparently they're considering, why would they even float this out there unless Dave has some sort of agenda where he's like, we need actually, the luchadors from CM, except if you look at CM, LL, not Punk, because, Batman. So, yeah, I don't know. Apparently, they're considering making this match that some Mark whipped up in a graphic. WWE 2K, you know what I mean? What do you guys think about that?
I mean, Tony saw the picture and he was like, "That's great, book it." Or maybe he thought he booked it. Was it on his horizontal or his vertical lines? Did he have those wrong or something? Like, Jesus, Tony.
Pretty funny. Chris, I know you're just going to freak out, so we're going to move along. We're going to fly through these. Don't worry. So the original plans called for Darby Allin to be the one to beat Bryan Danielson at Wrestle Dream. This is according to the Observer, though, so who knows? But they're texting Meltzer. So we got to believe it to some degree, in my opinion. But according to the newsletter, apparently Allen was the one to beat Danielson. I just have always thought it would be Moxley personally. I don't know. But it was changed to Moxley to jumpstart interest in the promotion. It's the 4th time he's had their title. No one really cares. Jake, what say you about, like, what if it was Darby,
Well, how many times can you jumpstart something that's already like dying or dead?
He's been
like,
going.
Put the DNR on it, man. Do not resuscitate. Just stop jumpstarting. And it's just, I mean, Darby would have at least been possibly interesting, but I mean, the Moxley thing, like, it's just the same old stuff going around in the same old circles. They try to redress it up as different, but we all know it's not. It's the same thing. I mean, this is what, the 4th invasion they've had this year alone. Like, come on. It's just more unoriginality. That's the biggest problem in that company. There's just no one's original. Nothing's original.
So we have right now, let's see, 5 invasions going on. We've got the Bald Combat Club invading. We've got the Elite who are invading. We get the Patriarchy who are invading. we have a CMLL invasion going on. Oh, wait a minute here. We also have, I forgot about this, the Don Callis family invading. And better yet, we still have, this hasn't been settled yet, now a new invasion with MVP and his groups. You know what? Is there anybody defending this company? People wonder why I do not like AEW. There's no common sense. By the way, what was the payoff for the Elite? They invaded. Oh yes, they won the Middle Mayhem Whatever cage match. Darby Allin got a shot, lost. That was it. Just nothing. There's no payoff. It pisses me off, Phil. It's like watching Teen Titans Go when you watch
Teen Titan.
Not Teen Titans. Teen Titans Go, where you look and you go, oh my God, I'm becoming like a 2-year-old because it's so stupid. That's what AEW is.
It's just a really bad game of Risk. There's all these factions going against it. It's just a really boring game.
And I forgot Mercedes Monet's invading. Her and her crew are invading. So, wow, we got more of these invaders coming on.
No, Chris, you're absolutely right about that. I won't lie. It's too much invasions. And especially from these guys who have all been in the company for so long, it feels like less of an invasion and just more like Moxley living out a fantasy. But I also will admit this. He has been their guy they can trust to put the title on and all that sort of shit. Although he was going to go back to WWE. I know nobody likes to talk about this. Hughesy's the only one who's like, yeah, I know. I'm telling y'all, this was floating around. Like that was going to go back as Jon Moxley. I think we're going to see Darby Allin beat Bobby Lashley in like a hardcore match, or Moxley in like a hardcore match. Whoever he gets the belt from, it will be in a hardcore scenario where he can jump off through some to pin them on some, you know, and that's my opinion on that. So whatever. You guys know what I think about the Bomba Clock Club. So Tully Blanchard on the real
through some yep.
You know what they say.
Best guys, Tony Khan.
So Tully Blanchard on the real reason why he was fired from AEW. Now it's not that whatever, it's Tully Vision. Now here's Matt Kuhn. He blocked me a long time ago. I don't think I maybe roasted him, but I think I was just kind of like critical of AEW. A lot of the same people blocked me around the same time. And Matt Kuhn had 2 people respond to my tweet about this, my quote tweet. And he responded to one of the quote tweets, and I could read it and everything, but I couldn't like follow him or look at it. Like I was like, oh, did he unblock me? I can read, because he's like, thank you. I love Tully Blanchard. And my tweet was, Matt Kuhn's mind explodes when Tully Blanchard criticizes AEW. And I'm clearly joking, guys. If you guys don't understand, I troll a lot. I'm like cocky and an asshole on Twitter. It's the gimmick, okay? You guys get it? Yeah, I think you get it. So, yeah. So I'm just saying this because his reaction is like just the most normal reaction ever. And so a lot of people are like, Matt Kuhn can't criticize AEW, whatever. He has a whole pod with Tully. So I was actually being like an asshole. I was being not what y'all thought. I was being kind of like pro Matt Kuhn there, even though he blocked me a long time ago. That's all I'm saying. So he came under the responses and was saying, but then I look on his page and he's blocked. And then I go back and it's like post limits, whatever. But I could see it at first and I could see his response. Someone could screen grab it, whatever. But all I'm saying is that it was a clear joke and like 2 people didn't get it. And Matt Kuhn was one of them. And it was like, oh, yeah, you know what I mean? I'm kidding. Come on. So let's play this clip. It's not like a burial of AEW, but well, I have a follow-up to this actually. So let's just play this clip and then we'll have a follow-up.
I never had to lay anything out. Arn didn't, Flair didn't. It was all, okay, we're going to play it by ear depending on what the audience does. And that's the way that I always did stuff. And it was like oil and water with the guys at AEW because that's not the way they were trained and not the way they did stuff. But
an empty-headed, dumb, like, you guys know the rest.
It all worked out good. And I got on TV for a little while and was on with some very great talent and was thrilled to do that. And then you miss a show and you get fired. I never had to lay anything out. Arn didn't, Flair didn't.
And then you miss a show and you get fired. The boys. No, just kidding. But I have a follow-up to this. So that's his side of things, right? And shout out Matt Kuhn at Canceled Unleashed or Cancel Unleashed. Apparently he's super hated in the IWC. I don't know. I'll have him on the show. Let's go. So we're going to do it. I don't know. He's going to come on the show and we're going to talk. I don't know if he's going to be mad at me or what. I think we're cool, but it is what it is. But either way, this is a great little tidbit that if he's right, he's been right before, guys, whether you like him or not. Okay, so let's just listen to what he says. He goes, the story about Tully Blanchard's firing from AEW that's making the rounds is that he said so many offensive things that Dax Harwood of FTR complained to management and asked that Tully no longer be paired with them. So
you what?
But I don't know. It's true. Believe what you will. I went hard on Dax last show I did. I went hard on him, dude, for like going after JD or whatever. And I don't even know JD like that, but I went hard on Dax. And I know he blocked me for what I don't know because I never went hard on him before. But if he was like, we don't want Tully to be with us anymore, to me, I'm like, who cares? I know a lot of people will be like, oh, he's soft and whatever. A lot of people don't want to work with other people for whatever reason, you know? So I don't trip about that. It's not like Tully's like, oh, he buried me or anything. It's not like Tully's like, I got to stop that. Anyways, I'd be willing to bet that at least 50% of the chat has been blocked by Dax. That's crazy. Tully also, though, went on to say, because I did read an excerpt about this, he went on to say nothing. He's like, I don't hate on AEW. I don't want to say anything bad about anybody there, whatever. So I don't want to just take this clip and be like, he's burying AEW, but that's what I'll title the clip, bitch. Anyway, gotta play. It's all about the game and how you play it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Can't hate the player. You gotta hate the
work
game.
that algorithm.
It ain't me. If it was me, bro, you know what I mean?
Anyway, the algorithm. You gotta get that thing. You gotta get that thing humming, man.
Gotta get that thing working, bro.
Pause.
Yeah, no diddy. So at Wrestling News Co. Best wishes to Bryan Danielson. Dave Meltzer said Danielson hopes to heal with stem cell treatment. If not, he will need surgery. If or when he returns to the ring depends on if they get better or worse with his neck. Let's just give like a round of applause to Danielson in case it is the end. I refuse to believe it, though. I see him doing a WrestleMania match Hall of Fame induction one day and then just like owning AEW with Tony Khan as he gets old and gray. I don't see WWE holding any ill will against him, and AEW can't compete. We've learned that. And I know people like to go, well, it's been 5 years. We're in a different, it's like a different age, man. Things are just different. It's different. Shout out Brendan Schaub. Things are different. Think about like you were probably watching DVDs in your lifetime or VHS tapes or whatever. And that does not exist anymore. So just think about that.
I remember making the conversion from VHS to DVD. That was, and then, yeah. I think I have like 6 DVDs left because they're like out of print ones that are hard to get. Stuff Triple H or whatever.
Right, and Triple H is in charge. WWE is just such light years ahead, and it's proved it. And we're in like a rapid consumption phase of humanity where it's like, no, we know after 5 years you got the test, homie. Like this show is not popping off. Now, if you change some, I put over their last show. Everyone buried the last Dynamite. And I'm like, man, come on, though. Are they not trying? Like, am I wrong for saying, well, they did a bunch of vignettes and packages and tried to do more like storytelling and the matches weren't as long? I know they didn't feature the right people, but I mean, Jay White was on. I'm trying to be optimistic. Optimistic Phil, always trying to get AEW over if I can. The little train that could. I get it. That's why I root for them. But I get it. I get it. It wasn't a good episode of Dynamite, but I put it over as like they're trying to they open it with a package, then they're trying. They do a promo. It's all about the same dumb, but they tried to do something with Darby. It was trash. I put it in the Sickos music video. So bad, but they tried, they aren't selling tickets because it's just bad faith. We said it. They could have John Cena come in. It's not going to sell tickets. No one gives a. So
you can see the moments where they're trying and stuff. But yeah, like you said before, the problem is Tony. If he could just step back and let something else or make changes and let other people book or try to make it make sense. But that's why it's not for the sickos. It's for one sicko. It's for him because it all makes Tony Khan. Yeah, exactly. It all makes sense in his head with his vertical and horizontal graphs or lines or whatever the hell he said.
Well, look who came out to defend AEW. Who was it? Private Party.
Everyone.
Dark Order. I mean, really? Come on. It's like
he sent out another text.
I was saying, like, all right, you say I'm a hater. I'm not a hater. It's just these are guys.
You're not a hater on Hayter?
These are you know what I mean. These are guys who are jobbers who are defending the company. You don't have them. Like, where's Wardlow? Have Wardlow come out.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying. Yo. If the whole storyline is Wardlow and Hobbs form a super tag team and just, I was gonna say something for Rumble. I was gonna say something Moose Knuckle would say, but just slaps around all these Whitepool dudes. That would be amazing if they just built the company around those two, and then they feuded each other after. Yeah, we wiped out all these pussies, and now we're just gonna fight each other. Like, yeah, I totally.
Batman and Superman MJF and Wardlow reunite, and they realize, these scumbag WWE guys have stolen our company. Like those guys who it's like, all right, they look the part, they are the part, they can wrestle. Not a bunch of guys who've been with Job Squad for the last, year, who are like, yeah, we're defending AEW. Yeah, good luck. You just got bitch slapped around. That's not the defenders of AEW. It's Tony's little buddies coming. We're trying to save you. No.
And I love how. And Chris, to add to what you're saying, I love how people are like, "Oh, Orange Cassidy will get more serious." He's 40. He's 40. You guys know that, right? There's Sean Cody Rhodes. This guy's 40, bro. No, there's no getting serious.
And he's the same character he's always been from day one.
They're like, yo, Orange Cassidy's evolved. I was saying this on X today. I'm like, he hasn't changed one iota. He went from guy who doesn't care with hands in his pockets to guy who doesn't care with hands in his pockets with bandages on his shoulder, you know, who has harder matches. It's just stupid. It's like not character progression. There's no redemption. There's no... I get especially offended by this because I write. That's how I make my money, you know? So I get especially offended by this. You know what I'm saying? Like, AEW star Deonna Purrazzo recently appeared on Talk is Jericho, revealing her thoughts on the time she spent in WWE from 2018 to 2020. Are you guys ready to hear this? Talk is Jericho, baby. Talk is Jericho.
I look and see it.
I'm totally trolling. I would never do it.
If you do that, Phil, I'd take away my birthday wishes for you.
Let's go. So
I just immediately go look at the chat and see if the chat explodes.
No, they're mad as
fuck.
Oh,
God!
Purrazzo talks about her time in NXT and WWE, and she goes, "It was bad. I had so much experience working with WWE in an extra role. I had been on Raw and SmackDown actually wrestling, and I had then been on NXT TV a ton. I just felt like not that I earned more when I got there than I was given." Weird sentence, guys, sorry. But there was a respect level that I thought would carry over now that I got the job, I think. I found out real quick that it didn't matter that I had done all those things. Purrazzo recalled being put on NXT live events when she first started and being asked to carry wrestlers as ring jackets to the back or act as door security using a metal detector wand to make sure fans weren't bringing banned items inside the sickos. All the while, she was trying to get the point across that she was a distraction because many fans, pardon me, already knew who she was. It just rubbed people the wrong way, Purrazzo continued. It wasn't that I didn't want to do those jobs, you know what I mean? I didn't want to carry bags, you know what I mean? I think I was a little bit too vocal about the things that I thought weren't right or should have changed. And then, sorry, I'll breeze through this. She goes, "Finally, I reached a breaking point. I was like, this isn't working for anybody. It's sure as hell not working for me. So either you're going to tell me what I'm going to do wrong and I can fix it so I can be on TV because I came here to be a TV star, or I'm going to be a TV star and you should just let me go." Now, chat, before we continue, and Jake and Chris, how long until she has that same discussion with AEW? She came in, a lot of momentum, a lot of steam behind her, and then what happened? She is just randomly in a Ring of Honor tag team or a Collision tag team with Taya Valkyrie or whatever. Am I wrong about that? So she's going to have these same discussions down the line. The money's better, but it's the same poop, different group. A few weeks later, WWE gave Purrazzo her release. The former Impact Wrestling Knockouts champion now feels that the company showed her a lack of common respect. In return, she lost her respect for some in the company, they're probably all gone now, causing Purrazzo to act in a manner that surprised even herself. And she says, "I remember sitting in someone's office in a screaming fight. That's not who I am. Deonna Purrazzo, the professional, doesn't do that. But now I'm like, New Jersey, Deonna, Jersey Shore, angry at home, and you don't want to bring that to work."
My mom's from Jersey, and she's the nicest lady on the planet until she's not.
Jersey.
You make that turn, and you're like, oh God, oh no. So I get that, but
is she a fan of Joe Piscopo?
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, for sure.
That sounds, yeah, with our age bracket, yeah. But you're absolutely right. Like, I mean, what's the difference between what was happening there and what's happening now? I mean, just like anybody else, you come in, they make a splash for you for a couple of weeks till you have your one big match on a pay-per-view, you job out, and then you're on Ring of Honor in some random 6-woman tag, and nobody cares. You know, she did a couple of those vignettes where she was drinking wine. Yay! Like, it's the same stuff.
And it says here she immediately got shot into a world title feud against Tony Storm that she lost and then has been sort of in obscurity. And then she has since picked up wins against Red Velvet and Anna Jay.
No follow-up. No follow-up.
Yeah, now I follow up their Instagrams, but I mean, Chris Connor, what say you about what Purrazzo's saying here, real quick? Toot sweet.
I'm heartbroken because I was the biggest. I still am the biggest Deonna Purrazzo fan. She was the MVP of TNA Impact Wrestling the last several years. I'd say even better than Jordan Grace. She perfect heel gimmick, knows how to sell, knows how to, be that perfect sort of arrogant heel. And as soon as she went to AEW, I'm like, oh crap, Tony's gonna screw her. Because he knew as soon she signed him, and 2 weeks later, like, oh yeah, they're in talks with Mercedes Moné. It's like, yep, they're gonna bury her as soon as Mercedes comes in. What happened? Happened. And I get it. Look, it's bigger money. TNA doesn't pay as much as Tony. Tony overpays for people, but you've already heard like Cena, where she's like, yeah, that's great what they're doing over in the TNA, NXT, and she probably already has like buyer's remorse in some sense of like, oh yeah, well, shit, that could have been me. And I'm stuck here, and Tony's just lost interest because new toy, a newer toy, I'm bored. Woo!
It's exactly what he does every single time. It's not. You feel bad because it's not the talent's fault, but he forgets about him and moves on. And
so Jamie Hayter says only a fool wouldn't want to work with CM Punk. You goddamn right. And watch her. Well, she already got slammed through, what was it, Hot Wheels and a table after she just got back from an injury. Then because Britt Baker was sick, they threw Hayter into a random fatal four-way, and then she just lost. And it's like, what the man? They're just going to bury her now that she's saying this. And I think she sees that window of opportunity short after that big, long-ass injury. And you got to get to WWE, miss, right now. And I think she's great, has a great look, a great worker, but only a fool. She just called everyone in the company fools pretty much that they're running with.
Well, when I first saw this quote, my thought was her thinking, oh, I was out for a year. If he's adding injury time, I'm stuck here forever. How do I get out of here? Like, she's trying to plant the seeds of just like, fire me, please. Because she's got no chance of really doing anything there. Because just like Deonna and just like Ruby and just like Saraya, no matter what, they'll come in, make a splash, and he'll forget about it. The only one that's not is, like you've said, Mercedes, because he's paying her whatever the hell he's paying her, and she's got her creative controller, and she is the CEO because she's his boss. But
I mean, the only way you get fired over that place is you threaten Tony Khan. That's what they should do. Just Athena should just walk away. Hey, I'm gonna beat your ass, bitch. You better put me on TV, slam a table, then just walk off, give the middle finger. Then she can get released. She'll be free. She can go back to WWE or go to TNA. Actually, have like a role on TV and not get stuck with, this.
On something that actually has actual television and not, on Honor Club that no one's paying for. And still hasn't come up with anything of the Max deal. Like, I hope they get on there, but we haven't seen it yet. No one's mentioning them. Yeah.
I heard you guys too, and what you were saying, Jake, there's important as well. Like, she probably has like 2 years. What was that? Like a year at least of injury time? How long was
seriously
injured?
Yeah.
So he's gonna hold on to that too. He's over the Lucha Bros. We heard about it. For those of you who aren't familiar, Husey came on the show and talked about it. He said, listen, he didn't hear it from anyone in particular. Can you guys hear? He didn't hear anyone say anything. But, apparently the Lucha Bros were going to come in against Los Garzas. And he said this before Machine Guns were booked against Garzas. And he's like, and it was going to be revealed that there's like a kingpin with the Santos Escobar stuff. And that is Conan, and the Lucha Bros are brought in as like, yo, we're going to take out the LWO and all that. Or maybe not, right? Maybe that was speculation. There you go. Machine Guns came in. Their first match was in the mix with the Garzas. So who knows if that was all speculation. But I truly think, because the Lucha Bros trademark names, I think they were replaced. I know we're retreading here a bit, chat, but we got to do it because we chronicle everything. This is all about chronology here. But yeah, shout out Jamie Hayter. So RJ City, he got a lot of heat for this. RJ City compares timeless Tony Storm to the Undertaker when it comes to keeping kayfabe, except she doesn't wear problematic shirts and has a horrible podcast criticizing modern wrestling. And I'm going to give him
You what?
Because she's not retired?
Yeah, exactly.
Not that I'm defending anything, but just saying.
But she didn't come up in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and early 2000s and isn't retired and doesn't have a podcast. It's the dumbest. RJ City is like, I love him. I put him over so much, but Tony Khan's money turns people into goofballs. That's what I tweeted out. Anyways, though.
Yeah, I was gonna say your tweet nailed it with the rare RJ City L. That just, it's something in that soda water, man. You nailed it. It's something in that.
I'll give you. You know what? I will give you a better tweet about this from a quote from a famous thespian, Conor McGregor. Who the F is that guy, RJ City? Who is he? What, some dork where, all these new like indie guys bitch about, all the old guys don't want to talk about blah, 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 blah. It's like, none of you guys ever drew money. And you're complaining about the Undertaker. Well, a few guys you can argue is a true star in pro wrestling is complaining about stuff. And you're going, oh, he was in blah, blah, blah. And, saying, he had a bad character, bad this, bad that. Like, he drew money, RJ. The only thing you ever drew were flies.
So Tony Khan money making people crazy. Ricochet's arguing with people with 12 followers. RJ City's comparing Undertaker and Tony's. None of this makes goddamn sense.
I know. And so RJ City says Tony Storm makes anything work because she's so talented and committed. I honestly haven't seen anyone so wrapped up in a whole thing that is unique to themselves since, I don't know, The Undertaker. It's like, RJ City, how much time did you spend around The Undertaker is what I wonder. And then he goes, and she's not doing half-ass horrible podcasts now, where his podcast isn't half-ass. It is two old dudes talking, I get it, but he tells great stories with like that you wouldn't get anywhere else, She's not wearing weird, problematic shirts.
Are you sure about that?
What is that?
Her shirts that say tits out?
And it's like, what? Problematic. It's just so many Karens like want to tell people how to live and shit. It's like, you dude. Anyways, though, wrestling is not telling stories. Yeah, it is. Thanks, Mark. I really appreciate it. His show is weird. The guy is weird. He's a weird man. Back in my day, it was a lot better. I'm sorry, were you always dead? Did you start off dead? Would you like to explain that? Bro, there would be no industry for you to say this dumb if Undertaker didn't wrestle Hulk Hogan and all that. So you're an idiot. And I love you, but do your goofy ass interviews that are half kayfabe and whatever, and just do those, okay?
This is that goofy Tony Khan where, like, you're asking about Tony Storm. Like, why did you then have to take, 5 minutes to bash the Undertaker? Like, it just didn't make any sense to do it. Like, you just, it's just, I swear, you get Tony's money and you just, how can I get more of it? What stupid can I say to get more of Tony's money? And it obviously works because everybody does it.
So that was on the Queen's Extreme podcast. That is Francine. So shout her out. Shout out ECW.